What's up, everybody? I'm back with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a sale review as well as fighting my first 2 billion health boss. So to start the sale review, I will say I wouldn't recommend spending your gems on any of these characters. Reason being, DC Universe Supergirl is coming out in just a couple weeks. Well, for us free-to-play, sort of free-to-play players. And honestly, these characters are really good, but DC Universe Supergirl just wipes them straight off the board. I will say that DC Universe Superman is a good investment, but not worth it because DC Universe Supergirl is coming in a few weeks. The first chest is DC Universe Lex Luthor, and this is just a normal, ordinary, legendary chest. It honestly, horrible odds. I wouldn't go for it. If you're gonna do legendary character chests, wait for the duo chests. Next is the DC Universe Superman chest. And again, really good character, just horrible odds, and I would not recommend spending your gems on this chest. I cannot say the same for the Girl of Steel Supergirl chest. She is a very, very useful support character, giving a damage buff and also mitigating all negative effects towards your team. Although it is very difficult to use at a low star rating, so again, I do recommend you get this character. Just get enough to unlock her. Do not waste your gems to star rate her up, because I'm sure you can either prismatic her or you can just ask your league mates to donate shards. In the sale, not really part of the sale, but I'm still going to cover it, is the Artifact Material Protest, which is just a bunch of chances for a bunch of artifact mats, which really isn't that useful because you can just go and grind solo rates for those. Really not worth it. I would not recommend you spend your gems on this, mostly because the odds are also horrible, and you're most likely not going to get the artifact mats you want. For the next chest, it is pretty much the same thing, but towards the end there are artifact Geary Forges. Honestly, really good, but I wouldn't waste your gems on it, especially since it's 500A chest. Now this is for the normal rotation chest, is Peacemaker, a really solid character, but honestly a really high investment character as well. I really would not recommend you investing into Peacemaker. Even though he's a very strong character, he's also very high investment, and I personally am gonna say this from my point of view because I only have him at 3 stars. He's really hard to use at 3 stars, and I can only kill a boss that's at like 300 mil health. It's not really worth it. As you can see, I'm going to be fighting Boss Black Canary, Sonic Black Canary, at 1.826 billion health. This is the highest health boss I've ever fought before, and I really had fun and enjoyed fighting this boss because it was really interesting to see my characters doing the same amount of damage as characters that YouTubers and more leveled up players are doing. I used Jongleur to tank the super move, and I'm going to try and do a special 2 with Heartbreaker Harley to activate Lasso, and then do an insane amount of damage. Now, Crime Alley Gun, I think, is bugged. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I'd say 75% of the time when I tag into EPI after using the special 2, it ends up, it ends up showing that there are 2 values, and it's giving me the bonus damage from both of them. I don't think that's supposed to happen. but I'm not gonna complain because it's free damage. Typical EPI gameplay, you're going to combo build and you're going to just do a lot of damage, waiting for some power. I'm pretty sure in this gameplay loop I was just waiting for the damage buff to run out and then tagging out, doing a special 2, and then tagging back in and doing the same thing. And honestly just rotating until I get like a 550 plus damage buff to the power of 2, because half the time it's 2 of them spawning, and then using EPI's special 3 to stun lock the opponent for a good amount of time. See here, I get 2 550 bonuses, which gives me an extra 1100 damage buff. It's insane. But as you can see, I tag back into Harley, do another special 2, tag back into EPI, and end it. Almost. Sort of. Yeah, GG's. EPI is insane still. Next up, I have 2 fights with DC Universe Superman actually with this 2 billion health boss. And the first one was honestly me just wanting to see how much damage I could do if I put passive stats plus DCU Superman with Lasso. I did end up failing by just a little bit, and I do have really good supports with him. Honestly, I personally think DC Universe Superman is kind of washed, but he's like not washed, but still not as good as DC Universe Supergirl, not gonna lie. But I have Batman Ninja Gorilla Grodd for power generation and Classic Flash for the fast attack hits so I can build my Kryptonian bar faster. This boss is honestly, in my opinion, one of the more annoying bosses, but I am using DCU Superman so I can just go unhittable, and it doesn't really like matter at that point. I'm pretty sure I ended up using super move here soon to get his super move's damage buff. No, that's next fight, my bad. But I do stack every damage buff that he has, including Classic Flash's damage buff, and it still wasn't enough. That's kind of crazy, thinking he has about 450% incoming damage towards the target, although she is a 2 billion health boss and she is a tier 5 biggest health sub boss in tier 5 in This Is Magic, so she is a bit of a tougher opponent to take down because she does a lot more damage. You can see the Batman Ninja Gorilla Grodd power generation coming very handy for this, especially because of the Classic Flash damage buff taking away power gradually. At this point, I'm just gonna go into a gameplay loop of comboing until unhittable is out, and then I just reset it and rinse and repeat and just keep comboing and resetting my unhittable. And it's honestly not really my favorite character to play as because it's gotten kind of boring because I have played him a lot, but to be honest, he's still my strongest character. I'm not going to complain about it. I can say that soon enough I will have him at 1-star Ascended, because once I complete this is Magic raid, I'm going to get another 4 galactic orbs, which means I would be at 8, and then I'll complete one of the other 2 solo raids. I am going to be trying to save keys, so this is the last level of This Is Magic that I'm going to try and complete, so that next season I will be able to start with 11 keys and try to get Beta Club and or Farah Knife, because they're just the two best damage dealing artifacts in the game. Now, as you can see, I'm getting really close to being able to get it off, but not quite. I still had around 300 million health left to take care of. Now, this is the fight with DC Universe Superman using Sharp Tongue. Again, it really is not bad after the nerf. It just doesn't work with King anymore. It's still an insanely valuable artifact, an insanely strong artifact, and I'm pretty sure I got a very high value for the dot damage that Sharp Tongue deals. But that's towards the end of the fight because I have to stack all of the damage buffs, which is very, very easy because of my support characters. If you are new to the game and you are planning on getting DC Universe Superman, just do note that you are not going to fill up his Kryptonian bar as fast as I am, because Classic Flash does give me fast attack hits, which make the Kryptonian bar go up faster. So it's not going to be quite as useful and quite as easy to stack his buffs.
I'm happy to keep hitting you.
At this point, I have stacked all of his incoming damage and done his super move, and now I've done Classic Flash's super move to get his damage buff. And so now I can just go burr. I do remember, I'm pretty sure it was around 124 million was the second best value I got. Oh, never mind. That was like one of the worst values I got. Wow. 147 mil. Really strong artifact still. 346 million damage on that one. And it's just going to keep going up and higher because of the Flash buff still stacking and the DC Universe Superman's damage buff still stacking. But as you can see, 546 million damage in one special. Sharp Tongue is still insane. Next, we have Puppet Beast Boy with Lasso Manta, which is still one of my favorite characters. I love his gameplay loop. I know Puppet is supposedly supposed to be boring to some people, but it really, in my opinion, isn't boring. I actually really enjoy just being able to spam the special and make them pretty much go into paralysis. It's insane in my opinion, and honestly, I'm really hoping they don't end up completely changing that artifact when they rework it, but only time will tell. This boss was really tough to fight against, especially since the DC Universe Superman fight, I had Batman Ninja Gorilla Grodd, which I'm pretty sure makes the boss do 90% less damage on super move, but I honestly don't know. I do know that I had to tank the super move with Shazam. Usually when I'm doing this fight, I try to get blind and the power lock so that I can tag out safely, not die with Manta, stack some lasso. I usually want to get 1 and 2 stacks, and then I tag Beast Boy back in. At this point, I'm just waiting for my super move to be ready and me to have enough power. Funny how I say I need enough power when I'm using Puppet, but that's just how it works for some reason. And I like to do the super move because when you build 40 combo, you get to keep that combo for a certain amount of specials, and that makes it do 200% more damage, which is a huge damage buff. I am thinking of changing the layout of my specials simply because I keep accidentally pressing special 2 when I'm trying to combo build with any character. But as you can see, I get my 46 combo plus 200% damage buff, and my combo is not going away after specials. This is a lot of damage, and I'm like it's insane to me that I can just melt 2 billion health boss in no time. Less than a minute and a half. I mean, 2 minutes and a half. Which I know isn't insane, isn't too crazy, but that's gonna have to be it for this video because I don't have an insane amount of characters that I can one-shot a 2 billion health boss with, but I try to make do with what I have. I hope y'all have a nice day, and if you will, please like, subscribe, and drop a comment on what you think I should do next. Peace out.